Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, welcome back to the ESA Contender Series Round 1. This is going to be our second match of the night. We have a pretty nice matchup. We have Deception versus Arrival 7. So far, these two teams haven't gone against each other, nor have they been inducted previously in the Contender Series of ESA, so this should be pretty inductive, right? Inducted, conducted, whatever.
Yes,
They're
inducted.
they're in. They're in the series. This is the first time they're in the series. So, point is, I'm excited to see them. Are you excited to see them, Cherish?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited as we'll get into map bans really fast. We're going to see uh, a Villa coming out first, which has become a staple nowadays. It seems like a lot more Villa play coming out, followed by
True.
Consulate with a decider of Border, which I know you're a fan of Border. I
I
am not a
am.
fan of Border. So,
I just don't normally
our
get to
differences
see
aside,
Border being casted.
that is true.
That's the thing. That's my big thing. I hate casting repetitive maps like Consulate. Though that's just
Villa's
interesting map.
starting to get there.
Yeah, it is. It is starting to get there for me. Before I really liked casting it, but now it's a bit it's being played a lot, whole lot.
hmm
But anyways,
I
Villa.
think this is like we casted it on Monday as well, didn't we?
We did.
I
We did
think
cast it on Monday.
it was I think it was Abyss and Imperium played it. And actually, yeah, and then Ancients and Ferocity also played it. We just had it played um with Amongst Kings and Medieval, and now we're having it played between Deception and Arrival. So
Interesting.
four casts for us, 4 days of
Forecast.
Villa.
Four
Or
days of
four
Villa.
four matches that we've casted, 4
Jesus,
matches of
4
Villa.
matches of
So
Villa. And Thermite. Thermite is an interesting ban. And from, picking right from your brain, you definitely were pretty spot on when you said Thermite can shake up defensive and offensive teams going into this. You said that Thermite and Habana are two complete dynamics of a team. Would you like to explain that to the viewers once again?
yeah. So the way I worded it before is you either have Thermite teams or you have Hibana teams. Ooh. I'm gonna explain that as I also want to pick up on the Goyo ban after. But yeah, Thermite teams versus Hibana teams. Basically, Thermite teams usually play slower and more focused around the utility play as well as just opening walls, obviously. And they are more focused on creating that pressure and pushing through their breaches, whereas Hibana teams are more frag focused. They want to open sight lines typically more than they want to fully push in through their breaches. They are more comfortable, especially also with like Maverick stuff if they have to open large breaches. Um, but otherwise, I mean, we're going to see Thatcher's left up as the Nomad was the other attacker ban. And the other interesting band coming out from Deception is the
Goyo.
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 I am
I yeah,
I'm a fan of that.
I am too. You know what? I definitely am a fan of the Goyo ban. We know historically Goyo is an operator that can prevent rotations. It can prevent specific map control as well as slow down the attack. He basically works as a stationary capital where his shields have an area of effect that don't allow the attackers through, right? It's the asphyxiation bolt effect, and essentially what it does is it shuts down and kills the attackers if they walk through it. It's fire. So, interesting that he's being banned out. The point of him being banned out, I can only assume, is that they don't want to have to go up against Goyo, don't want to have to deal with those pesky shields being put into play.
hmm
But Goyo out of all operators is definitely an interesting choice to be banned.
Yeah. So it's extremely interesting. Excuse me. I mean, it really helps with this what has become known as the 20-second meta. specifically, which means we're not really going to see it as heavy from a rival as they only bring out the Mute and the Maestro, but well, and as well as the Jaeger, I guess. But the point of the whole idea behind the 20-second meta is you have to the defense stalls the attack out for so long and makes them take so much utility up to get just into the site that the only time you have left to attack the site itself is those last 20 seconds. Um, Usually that's because of Mute Mozzie helping deny roam pressure, or helping increase roam pressure and deny any roam clear, as well as Goyo, who is banned. Um, Goyo allows for a lot of stall because you have to work to burn ADSs or Womai's discs that are nearby, and then you have to work to burn out ADS, the shields themselves. So, because of that, though, Crazy here on the Buck is going to start to go to work downstairs, as there's not very much for him to nade other than his opponents. Tater has gone down to about 10 HP, as he is not going to go down, actually. That is Jixie able to pick up Crazy down below as the smoke grenade comes out, trying to push out one pushing from there. But on the flank watch is Zerton able to pick up two as he pushes up and picks off the Mute of True as well. We didn't go over rosters, but we'll go over that in a second now. Barwall is going to start to get pressured out here by the Hibana, as there's actually... Nope, there's no Mute Jammer, I don't think, actually. Nope. Is there? No, there's not. I couldn't see
There's
behind all
not.
the debris.
There's not.
So,
Right, so a 4v3 situation will prove to be that the attack is now mounting their execute towards 90 and through to games room, but Tater, he's gonna have something to say about that, picking up Oreos, but he will get swiftly fragged out. Zerton is on a triple kill run, pushing through 90, but that's now the smokes going down to play that through, but throwing my elo. He said something about that, and that is an amazing response. So Pepsi going down, unfortunately. Now Casual at the same time planting the diffuser, which leaves Slaughter on his lonesome to have to retake and get the two remaining operators off the board.
ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing there is a drone on him, so the attackers do know in real time where Slaughter is. But the question is, will he be able to find the engagements and win them? Yeah, the attack is playing the smart thing, which is definitely going more passive on the bomb, but throwing picks up the final kill on Slaughter. Amazing headshot there, right over the bar through Vault.
Yeah, almost a weird dance there coming out from Zerton throwing as they ran around each other, ran around Slaughter, made him run through
Right.
study to the bar as they
Very
bounced between the vault,
anticlimactic.
the billiards room, the vault, everywhere. All of a sudden, it felt like they were both in billiards, and then all of a sudden, they're in great post plant positions to help deny it. But yeah, we're going to see. I actually never went over the rosters really fast. For Deception, we have Oreos, Casual, Zerton, Crazy, and Throwin. And then for Arrival 7, we have True, Pepsi, Jixie, Slaughter, and Tater. I assume for the time being until it's corrected, unless it's right, until it's corrected, I'm just going to pronounce it as Jixie. And, well, Arrival 7 has gone about, with the ban of Goyo, about as full of a 20-second meta as you can get. Because you've got Mute Mozzie, you've got Womai Jaeger, and you've got Echo. Echo's going to help in that last 20 seconds too, if he can manage to keep his drones alive and just see what he can do and deny those plants where he can. And I really like... Wait, who brought the other... Oh, Echo has a shield. That's who brought it. I was like,
Yeah.
I had no clue who had the other shield all of a sudden, but it is Echo.
I do agree with
Yeah.
what you're saying, though. Right, we definitely are playing area retention and utility absorption. That is huge for Villa for being able to shut down the attack and not allow them to advance through 90. That's just the map in general is a fight for every single inch of ground that you can get on top floor. And for the defense to be playing so hard on preventing that area is once again just playing off of the normal meta of Villa and can be big.
Mhm. Something also that I like, specifically about this Wamai pick, isn't so much about the Wamai itself, but rather the presence of Wamai on this map. If you look up, as actually Zerton needs to look up, as he got picked up by Tater, looking down on him. Yeah, there was that. I think it was through a buck hole, maybe even, or his own team's shotgun holes. Oh, it was through an ash hole actually, which when he got the shield from below. So Tater able to win that one out and start out a round again for a rival with another opening frag. But like I was gonna say, oh yeah, there's if you look up and around Villa, there's all these archways, there's all these weirdly shaped roofs, just because it's Italy, it's all artistic, it's all Renaissance, it's an old villa. It's just meant to be artsy, and there's so many nooks and crannies that you can fit these Wamai discs into. What are they actually called? Magnets? They are
Yep.
magnets. Okay. I'm so used to calling them discs or frisbees and stuff. Nothing legitimate actually calling them, as he's gonna start to charge them up throughout the round and throw them down. The IQ is gonna start to see them, and this is what I was saying. There's just so many little spots and places that he can hide them in, and it's just so good for him. Like just the roof up there. There's beams everywhere. He can hide one behind a beam and basically until someone throws something out to not get found. Jixie's gonna find one as Oreos, Pepsi, and Throwing off chime in too. Casual is gonna trade back with a 2-on-2 now after a flurry of kills, but he's gonna even go down to Slaughter. It's just up to True and Slaughter as it's Casual at half health, but no, the defenders are able to win it out. And a very fast flurry of kills in those 10 seconds, able to net a rival 7 their first round win.
Right. So, of course, going back to Aviator games definitely proved successful and a difference of strategy, potentially positioning, as well as just overall plays in the game were points of success for a rival. And I'm glad they were able to pick up the round, but now they have to go through this entire game with that level of performance. I'm really hoping to see them keep up that momentum that they gained themselves that round and continue a stellar game. And it could grab them the win in Villa, moving on to Consulate. But right, trophy room and is that library? I believe it's library. Or is that statuary? Statuary.
Statue.
Trophy and statuary. I get them mixed up all the time. Trophy and statuary. Yeah, right, we should know this as casters, shouldn't we? No,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
no.
at the same time, we have been over it. Villa gets barely, not really a ton of play, so I'm dreading the day when I have to cast a theme park game
Oh, I
because
know.
I know
The new rework.
6 rooms, 8 rooms, and they are all the rooms that have the bomb site written on them.
I know.
That is the only rooms I think I know in that one, and
Oh, I
like
know.
Gong and Dragon. That's about all I got for you. But yeah, I'm dreading the day to cast a. I am, and I'm not at the same time. Like I will not know any calls, but I'm so excited to see how teams pick apart that map. We're already seeing it in Pro League. EU has been playing it a lot. I think 2 games, 1 or 2 were played today. Latin America played 2 or 3 yesterday on Theme Park. I'm sad Bank left, but Cali was pretty strong on that map, so it's fair. It's understood. But yeah, so part of this is always a nice thing to put out or to talk about is 22nd meta and Thatcher. The reason the 20-second meta has come about is because the rise of the Thatcher ban has come about as well, and Thatcher gets banned a lot. And as a result, operators that help slow it down or help slow down the game, Mozzie, Mute, Jaeger, a lot of those get denied immediately. As now the bandit is forced off the wall thanks to both Zofia stuns as it opens up and still glitches out. So you can't really go through it, I don't think. Actually, that's so buggy. But regardless, the bandit is going to hightail it out, jump downstairs as this attack is starting to ever so slowly inch its way in, start to progress, and start to push forward. As now, Casual is going to be the first casualty, but Zerton trades it right back onto him. Throw-in is going to clean up one onto True as well, Hibana onto Mute as the attack in full swing here. Tater going to clean up Oreos, but Crazy right back on a Pepsi, and this is just insane frags right back and forth. Throw-in able to pick up Tater as the plant's coming down from Zerton, who actually had the diffuser. It's now Jixie alone on about just 60 health in an Astro room here in Astronomy. As he's going to push forward, and from the bedroom, the Zofia is going to start to shoot him. But Throw-in is the one to confirm the kill onto the Mozzie. And that is another attacker win coming out for Deception here.
I definitely like the pacing of this round, right? It wasn't that 20-second execute that you normally see. It was very fast-paced, and potentially it could have gone down to the fact that Master Bedroom is so uniquely connected to the objective, right next to the statuary room. But I also would like to think that it's on part of the attackers, the fact that they were able to move their way so fluidly and successfully execute the roam clear in a way where they had the advantage walking into the actual execute itself. They led themselves into a 3v1 situation all up to Jixie to do an entire retake where he was going in blind. So by the end there, it really wasn't a contest. And that's the power of roam clear. That's the power of, having the Hibana working towards your, working in your favor and winning your engagements in the end.
Yep, definitely. So, let's see. No interesting op choices. Something I wanted to note is how Deception is handling their attacks here. And it's interesting because they're still this goes back to that Maestro, or not Maestro, Thermite versus Hibana attacking teams, and it definitely shows that Deception is more in favor of being a Thermite team. They are more comfortable with it, even though they are the ones who banned Thermite. They just definitely, a lot of teams by nature will be more comfortable with that, and they are definitely still trying to force out these big breaches and rather than breach using, instead of using the Hibana holes to assist their attacks as a fragging means to open up windows and hard breaches, etc. They're using them fully just to open up whatever windows they can, or whatever pathways they can to try and get through. And what is that? Oh, please don't tell me he's got anything ungodly on it. Whatever. Casual is going to go down to Jixie there. Thankfully, he doesn't have a ton of use present as there's only, I think, Mozzie Pests and some ADSs to clear out, and the Maestro cams actually, so there's a good bit of use. But Zerton's going to go down as well, as the Jaeger is not going to clean up a second on the Oreos, who almost goes down. But once again, a good start here for a rival. For a rival, my bad, as they've picked up both the hot hand of Zerton as well as the Thatcher from Casual. Throw-in is still on the board. He's the other big fragger here so far. But now he's actually going to go down. Caster's Curse as Tater picks him up. And it's a 2-on-4, 1-on-4. Caster's Curse, it's not a 2-on-4. It's just up to Oreos on about 15 health.
Yeah, if we were to take a peek at Oreo's perspective, we would definitely see him advancing through Master Bedroom. He's taking the opportunity to peek Tater, but it's Tater who wins out that engagement with the Alda, the 80 capacity mag. Why? My question is why? Why would you peek the most insane gun? The literal laser of defense.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but
I
it was
think
a
the
lost round anyways.
I think the thing I like about the Alda change losing its ACOG is the only difference is you're no longer taking, 30-meter peaks. You're just taking 15-meter peaks and, holding mouse one instead of just mass spraying like a maniac at ACOG. Well, yes, you can still spray like a maniac and it doesn't really
It's
matter,
a spray
but
and pray type deal.
that is very true. So
It's
so
definitely a
far
spray
this
and pray.
this map, it
Free fires
seems
galore.
that it's been A7 having to take a round, figure out how Deception plays out their attack on whatever site, and then they win the next round. It has gone every round. The first round on that site, Deception wins it on the attack, and then a rival comes back with a pretty solid defense the next round. We've seen it both times. We saw Deception win out pretty solidly on Aviator Games first off, and then a rival shut it right down. I think picking it up with 4 guys left alive still. And then the last 2 rounds, they lost very handily on Trophy Statue, and then again just won with 4 guys left alive. I think so. They're really picking up well on how Deception is attacking, and we'll see if that really shines here to see if they can truly capitalize on Deception's attack and able to pick it up and send us probably to Dining Kitchen, or we'll just stick with Aviator Games for a 6th site and split 3-3.
Right. I do kind of adding on to that. I really do love the adaptability function when it comes to Arrival 7. They kind of take a round to, play off of what Deception is giving them, then are able to counter strat off of it and win out the round itself. It's a really interesting thing for them to be able to analyze the play and work through it from there. But getting on into the round, we see Oreos picking up one on Jixie to counter Zertin. Unfortunately, he goes down, but on top of that, we're gonna see throwing my Elo pick up the kill on True. Now we still have Tater, Slaughter, and Pepsi up on the board. Tater and Slaughter outside of the objective at the moment. They're peeking down 90 hallway, which is quite interesting for them to be playing aggressive even in the face of an staggering 4v3. But right as I was formulating that, yeah, Caster's Curse is really in full effect here. 3v3 situation. Slaughter picking up one. That's on casual with the diffuser down now out of the attacker's hand. Slaughter, yet again, throwing my Elo going down to him. An amazing shot. And so, thus, a 3v2 situation with Praise and Oreos.
Yeah, it's just down to the Gridlock and Zofia, both of them tagged up as Pepsi is going to start to spray away where he can. All 3 members, just kidding. I was going to say all 3 members on full health, but now Slaughter and Tater both go down. Crazy is just on a sliver of health, but Oreos is downed as well. That's Pepsi just on 25 health. Both operators on just a single bullet's worth of HP. As Crazy is also permanently on ping thanks to these Maestro cams. That one is turned away though. So this is all in favor of him, even though they can now hear him on the Maestro cam and they can now see him. He's pushing out. It's all on the Bandit. Bandit's going to swing out and not hit his shots. C4 lands, and actually, he's not going to hit it. There it is, though. Actually, Crazy stepped over it. What? Arrival 7 able to
I did not
pick up
expect
the
that.
round.
I did not expect that C4 to get anywhere.
That was a weak throw coming out, and I guess that was just, who was that? Slaughter? Pepsi? I can't. Oh no, it's Crazy. There we go. That was I
Praise.
don't know why I thought it was Arrival 7 on attack for whatever reason. That was Crazy getting too caught up in the kitchen. The kill. I am thinking of too many things at once. Getting too caught up in the kill to see the C4 land at his feet and walked too close to it. And on that little HP, that will
Attackers
absolutely
need to
kill you,
locate and defuse as many bombs as
as
they
it
can.
did. And
So unfortunate.
a, still a really solid clutch coming out there from him, from
Well, really, he didn't
the
even have to
bandit.
take the gunfight in the first place. He could have just kind of stayed there and waited for the Zofia to plant. I feel like that would have been a much
Hmm.
smarter move to make, but overall, it still did work, so we can't really criticize, even as casters, looking back at it. But you still do like to see the different engagements that do go on and how people play them out. Kind of get a hand in talking about
10
them, but
seconds left
what's
before insertion.
interesting to point out is now we're seeing,
5
obviously,
seconds to
uh,
insertion.
kitchen and, well, the dining, but
Attackers are
Slaughter,
moving out to locate a
he
bomb
is
and defuse
playing
it.
downstairs. If I am correct, we can get uh, a point of view on him,
Hmm.
potentially. Okay, yeah. Slaughter, yep, he's playing around downstairs. Oh, no, is he gonna go back? No, he goes back to the objective. But I was going to make the point that I really do, and I made this the last villa, I really do love seeing the basement plays because it allows for such fluid rotations without having to go into an engagement with other, you know, attackers or even defenders if you do so choose to play through basement as an attacker. But point being
Bomb located by
that
attackers.
it allows defenders good rotations and potential ways into the defenses of the attack and their
Attackers dropped the
security,
diffuser.
which
Hmm.
could be, the heart of roaming on Villa. But wow, as I say that, 2v3 situation, lots of kills going down on the board. The diffuser is already down for the attack.
Attackers
It
have
seemed
recovered their
like
diffuser.
the entry into top floor was a little bit ill-advised from the attack's point of view. They didn't necessarily know where the defenders were, so they kind of lost a lot of collateral on that, unfortunate as it is. Now they're going to have to play out the rest of the round with only 2 players up on the board, that being Zertin and throwing my elo. However, Habana is still up on the board, so that's hard breaching abilities. Along with that, that's your Ash, so you have a little bit of soft destruction for you and some utility. Unfortunately, it's not going to be your Zofia or your Thatcher or Buck, bigger impacts than Ash, but they'll have to work with it, even in the short time they do,
A
being
bomb has
110.
been located.
Hmm. So, interestingly, as there's not
Find the
really a
bomb
ton of
diffuser.
soft breach, Zertin's gonna get sprayed through the floor
Attackers recovered the
as
diffuser.
Pepsi's gonna clean one up and hit Throwing with another shot. Oh, that's how he saw him through that breach. I was confused how he sprayed him through the floor without really seeing him, but all is good. A little bit of a vac there, but to take a page out of CS's book. But Tater and Jixie in a 1v2 or a 2v1 here, just against Throwin, who's been pretty hot this half. As Zertin has cooled off after his nice first round, he's going to try and drone out these 2 defenders, but Namazi is going to go down, actually, as he gets too aggressive on Tater. 15 seconds remain as it's just Valkyrie, who still
15
has her
seconds
C4,
remaining.
and she's on a big flank here, as she almost sees the
Attackers are
Hibana
activating
here.
the bomb
The
diffuser.
Hibana's going to duck out, but no, able to
Defenders have
get the
located
headshot
the
as
diffuser.
Jixie for a triple kill on the round. And confirming the last 3 rounds in a row is going to be a rival
Bomb
able to
diffuser
win
disabled by
out
defenders.
a nice sight triangle
Bomb defusing
after a
attempt
back
failed.
and forth
Defenders
start.
win.
Able to take in order trophy, statue, aviator, games, dining room, and kitchen. And so far, every round, rival has gotten the opening kill. So that's a pretty cool little thing.
Right, and we know what opening kill dictates. It dictates huge amounts in the game and the round of being able to win it out, being that, I guess, in the way of attacking, if you get the opening kill on attack, it means you have a higher chance of shutting down the roam presence, or if it was a roamer, or you basically get an advantageous start to the round in general. And then,
Hmm.
if you get
Attackers need to locate
a
and
first
defuse
pick on the
bombs.
side of defense, you're basically having to choose between, which impact is it? Would it be a hard breacher? Would it be, somebody that could be huge for the round and its proceeding? Or even if it is something like an entry fragger, not as big, but still pretty impactful, then, that's still gun skill off of the rest of the, 2-3 minutes that are left.
Mm-hmm.
It should be large for the proceeding.
So now as we hit the side switch, we're going to see once again Aviator game and another Wamai. So interestingly though,
Attackers are moving
as
out to
Rival
locate a bomb and
7,
defuse
this
it.
is what I was saying. Rival 7 is a Maverick team now. So they prefer these, they're going to open up your sight lines and the walls. It's going to come off the back of this Maverick tricking. And what I mean by that, as some of you are pretty much aware, especially on maps like Clubhouse, you burn off the top. There's a, on one side of the reinforcements, usually the opposite side that you reinforce from, there are prongs on it that you can sort of see. As I think you can't really see it. It's tough to see now, but if an operator goes up to that wall, you'll see it. There's prongs. You usually will maverick the top prongs and then the bottom prongs. There we go. That's easier. So yeah, you maverick the top prongs and the bottom ones from the full side to side. And once you do that, the full wall will bust down and become just a soft wall. Usually the Zofia or the Maverick will, or not the Maverick, the Ash or Buck will break that down. But yet again, starting out their their kill finding ways is crazy, and Zerton going down thanks to Slaughter and Jixie. Jixie finding the 90 player of Crazy as Zerton went down elsewhere to the Ash in the duel as old as time, Ash versus Jaeger. As now 3-on-5 with about a minute and a half into the round. Rival 7 is making their push in, and here we go. Oreos is going to swing out actually and pick up 2 on the Tater and Jixie. That's the Maverick or the IQ and the Buck going down, but now actually I think they're going to start Maverick tricking, or at least pressuring. The Sophia's going to help swing over as Maverick's just creating sight lines, and now with these brand new nades that he's gotten, one's going to get zapped up by an ADS, and the other is staying in his pocket as he tries to burn out the Maestro from wherever he is.
Maestro definitely is receiving a lot of pressure coming out of 90 as well as Study. Now, if he does get pinched, that could be huge for the attackers going into this, being that, well, they'll be up one-man count, and they'll have a good sight line to the objective. But 2v2 situation will prove trades are very imminent for these two teams walking into the rest of this round. It's very evened out at this point, and with only 25 seconds left, the attack is going to have to make very big moves. Question is, what moves are they going to be and where? Right now we have Maverick holding a pretty direct line into the site, but Zofia, she's making her way into the actual site. Now Oreo's picking up a triple kill. That is your Zofia, and now Maverick down as, well, he got a 4K. So unfortunate it wasn't an ace.
Yeah, good finds from Oreos there on the Wamai here. Running that AUG over the MP5K as he wants a bit extra punch to those shots. And it definitely didn't look too good for the side of Deception there starting out, but they were able to salvage it and make it count where it needed to. And able to come out, especially off the back of Oreos clutching it up. Him and Throwing are really on top of it this map. I think both are around 10. I know Throwing's, I think, on 10, and Oreos is on 9. They're both pretty heavily up there as, yeah. Oh, I got it right. Let's go. Slaughter, Jixie, and Tater are also pretty solid with 9, 7, and 7 on the other side for a Rival 7, but it is really, at this point, it's Oreos and Throwing, backpacking crazy and casual here. With Certain kind of holding his own now, but he's been quiet the past few rounds. He got 3 kills the very first round of play, and then in the 6 after, he's only gotten 2. So he's been fairly quiet on his Ash Jaeger ways, but we'll see how this hold happens. And this hold is becoming pretty normal nowadays. This very extended out to Aviator games, and you just hold some guys over there, usually with some mutes and Mozzie pests as well. And I think that's why this hold has become very common. Part of Mute and Mozzie slowing down the game, as I said earlier, is it slows down drone work heavily, and because of that, it allows a lot of roam presence to come up, and it gives your roamers a whole lot of playability and just freedom to do what they need to do.
True. Right, it does, and it allows for a lot less flank prevention is what I was trying to say. Flank prevention, which, yeah, like you're saying, allows for a lot more free roaming styles. And I mean, of course, it helps out the defense immensely, therefore. But Casual, he's going to be going down to the happenings of a grenade and getting finished off, therefore, by Buck from the verticality play. Jixie finally able to pick up Casual. And that puts us to a 4v4 situation with Tater, Casual, and now Oreo's down. A huge fragger. Man has been making waves for the team of Deception. And that could actually have a big effect on the round in a negative way for the defense.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
I guess we're going to have to see how much of an
Pepsi?
effect as the attack is advancing through blue. They might be able to make their way into the objective if the defense isn't cautious about this. But we do see duality to the push as there are players in blue as well as in master bedroom holding long lines into the objective itself, attempting to pinch the defenders as they are. Now, it's up to the defenders to prevent that and win out the engagements between them and the attackers. And primarily the Ash, who was pushing in, who just got entirely shut down, but the Zofia and the Maverick, who is holding a long line to the objective, and Zofia taking the action to peek into trophy room. And that's going to be the Zertan going down, aka Jaeger. Alongside that, Crazy's going to respond, getting a double kill onto Pepsi and True to finish off the round for Deception.
Not really sure what was going on there. A7 just feeding really into the meat grinder of the aviator room there. That blue room, as Rowan was able to pick up a couple, Zertan was able to pick up one. But in general, I mean, it's very weird how they went about that attack. They definitely just started solo pushing. They went one by one and are feeding into it, like I said. But able to stop or able to counter out Arrival 7's 3 rounds in a row is Deception's 2 now, as we're heading down to dining room and kitchen. And pretty interestingly, I would say, is how defender-sided this has been so far compared to our earlier Villa match, where I think we saw a 5-1 attack half. And I think the other attack half coming out from amongst Kings didn't look so strong, but it was definitely, there was a 2-2 half, but still, Medieval taking that 5-1 half on attack is very, very starkly different than what these attacks are doing here. So, from the way it seems, probably you don't want to, if you're either of these teams, you don't want to be taking Medieval eSports to Villa anytime soon. But we're going to see a couple rotates being made here by this Mozzie, as some rotates, some sight holes, but all in all, it looks like they're going to be playing pretty actively here through this memorial room like you usually will see on Kitchen. And there's no castle. There is the other UMP operator of the Pulse, at least. But usually you'll also see a castle here help stall out some of this attack, deny pressure, and interestingly, lastly, is this is a horizontal hold. Zerton's playing the furthest away on the stairs on lower red stairs on his way to the basement, and the
Right.
Mozzie is across the hall in near mudroom. And other than that, there is absolutely zero upstairs pressure. It is all up to the buck, and Zerton is going to pick up the first opening frag for the side of Deception.
That's
As
gonna
I
be on
think,
Slaughter.
yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be on Slaughter. So yeah, interesting find that you saw there is no vertical pressure coming on the part of Deception. So that basically means that it's free real estate for the attack to walk upstairs. Unfortunately, Jixie got taken out, but you still have Pepsi and Tater, given that he does have breach charges to walk in. Unfortunately, it's a Claymore, but regardless, you do have Pepsi still up on the board to help you out with some vertical pressure, and that could be enough to aid a post plant or even help with getting a few frags to even out things on the side of attack. And unfortunately, he's not doing that at the moment, but in the coming seconds, we could be seeing something like that. Now, Jaeger, he did move up to the top floor in, a smart fashion, but throwing my Elo and Oreos to the kill count, putting us to a 4v1 situation. Fortunate. But being that Crazy is off the board, it's not a flawless round as Zerton finishes off things and gets a kill for that Habana.
yeah, perfect sight triangle once again, back to back. In fact, for these defenses, just for those unaware, when I say that, basically all I mean is that you went through 3 sites in a row without dropping one. So usually in the case of Villa, that is Aviator Games to Trophy Statue to Dining Kitchen. It can be any combination of those three. It can include Living Library, and just as long as you get 3 sites in a row. So we're going to see a 6 pick onto the Wamai. Like I said earlier, he's pretty strong on this map, as you can hide him
Attackers need to
his
locate
discs
and defuse
behind a
as
lot of
many
things.
bombs as they can.
Tater at least is going to pick up the IQ. And interestingly, there's been Deception has not been running an Echo. Uh, they're preferring a lot of this this Mozzie play alongside dedicated Smoke Jaeger Maestro, and I think it's basically just been Crazy and Oreos on a mute Mozzie duty or otherwise the Wamai as well. So interesting that
10 seconds remaining.
what has become probably I think he's the most banned operator
5
in
seconds remaining.
Pro League right now. He's pretty high up
Attackers are
there
moving out to locate a
in
bomb
ban
and
rate.
defuse it.
Echo.
Echo. Yeah, he's definitely a comfort ban.
I
It's
think
it's
yeah. I think he all but becomes a default ban on most maps.
he really is. He is a big default ban, not only because of his gun, but because of his entirely unmatched utility, right? Plant denial can be clutch in 10-second situations, and just as you said, the 20-second meta where Echo will dominate entirely. If it's a 1v1 or even a 1v3 situation, he can be big. But kind of going off of that, we're going to be seeing an entry on the side of North. That's Ash and IQ coming into blue as well as Master, but Crazy is getting the first frag of the round on Jixie. That's your 8 and 8 buck. So unfortunate. He has been able to spawn in the past few rounds. He's just been getting he's been getting ended before he can even start. So that's that. But Slaughter, he's also sitting in the master bedroom still. So it's kind of, in a sense, we're seeing a little bit of a stall in the attack, right? We're seeing lots of frags going down, but no real area has been gained by the attack. They're still kind of sitting around stagnating in statue and trophy. So question is, where are they really going to form up and attempt and execute? Now, Truey's going to pick up casual. That is your maestro. That is intel and plant denial all wrapped in one. But
Attackers have
even
located a
beyond
bomb.
the grave, he can still watch Cam. So he's still, a pretty good character to be having on your arsenal. He's dead.
Yep. So 3-on-3, but a lot of the actually almost all of the no, all the cam denial for the Maestros is gone as Pepsi has used up all his stature grenades. So any Maestro cams that remain thanks to casual will still remain. Now pushed off this aggressive shield is going to be Oreos is now focused heavily on those My Discs is the Hibana, but not focused enough as he is going to be found by throwing, and a fourth straight defensive round comes out, putting us on the map point for Deception here as they go up 6-4 so far, as we're going to bounce over probably to Trophy Study, unless they are madmen and go Living Library. Nope, thankfully.
No, 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 no. But
We
yeah,
are not that
6-4.
lucky, I guess.
Not that lucky. Uh, 6-4. Yeah, right. 6-4 match point. Not too steep of a hill to climb. This is definitely not in any scenario 6-1 or 6-2 or even 6-3. So, I mean, A7 still can make their way up and get us to an
Defenders, protect
overtime
your bombs from being defused by
situation. Of course, they are in effect backs against the wall. They cannot make any mistakes, otherwise it's going to cost them the entire game. Of course, not the entire match proceeding, being that this is a best of 3. But still, it definitely is a little bit demoralizing to be seeing match point even when you win rounds.
Yeah.
It could be a huge setback to any demeanor of a team going into this. So, of course, they want to be able to keep that confidence going. They want
10
to
seconds left
just
before
keep up
insertion.
a good form going into the rest of this match.
5 seconds left before insertion.
So, like you said, I mean, we say this a
Attackers
lot,
must locate and defuse a bomb.
especially when you bring up the point of no return in farther away maps. Even in this though, this 6-4, you know, you see it this round and you see it next round. You see that match point thing come up. It's far worse in these bigger rounds, or these bigger deficits. But you know, especially on Villa, after you've been getting handled 4 defenses in a row, it feels far from good to see that pop up even once or twice. That you know, you just got to go through more Villa attacks. I mean, I absolutely hate attacking Villa. It is very unfun. It is not an enjoyable experience in any stretch of my imagination, and to have to do it multiple times just to get an opportunity to go to OT and then have to attack it more is so demoralizing. So obviously you're not sitting there getting super aggressive as
Of operation.
Crazy rather
Oh,
on a Tater, able to pick up another opening frag for Deception, putting this attack at even further of a disadvantage here, as now it's up to his 4 comrades to try and shoulder his burden, remove these guys from the statue room, but Jixie has helped that as they start to push out from the aviator room. The Eager goes down, but Crazy with another. Amazi's going crazy, in fact, as he almost picks up a third onto Jixie. Jixie does go down to the shotgun of Oreos, able to finish that one up in a 4-on-2. It's just True and Slaughter. Slaughter is up into Astronomy, pushing up against the other SAS operator, able to down him. That's thrown by Elo going down. As Slaughter is just on a sliver of health, but Casual is going to swing out wide on the Ash, taken down by him. But Crazy with a triple, able to clean up what remained of Slaughter, and it's just up to True in the bedroom. A minute to go as now Throw-In is going to get rezzed. Nope, he just gets finished off instead by True, able to confirm that kill as it's now just Crazy and Oreos here. The two of the big fraggers now after Crazy's been going lights out in this round. But 2 of the top 3 fraggers here for Deception, as they're all pretty big actually, now that I just realized it. Minus Casual. It's a big burden for True here. He's going to bring out Barry 9, see if he can quick clear some of these corners. But the Mozzie is going to take long angles against him as Oreos is playing close with that SMG-11. 20 seconds to go, and True is going to decide to create some breaches, but you can't full breach that wall right now, man. That is too much time to take as we eclipse the last 15 seconds left, and he goes down. Hard focus on the shield. Deception 5 rounds in a row after a 4-2 half at the beginning goes the way of a rival. 5 rounds in a row, like I said, to win out Villa. Pretty insane stuff from Deception. As now we're going to head to Consulate after a quick break. And yeah, pretty great stuff. 15 from throwing, 11 and 11 from Oreos and Crazy, and 9 from Zerton. And Casual's doing his part. All right. But yeah,
Well,
like I said,
let's take a quick break, and we will be right back with Consulate.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to ESA's North American Contender Series, where tonight we have a match between our match still going on, rather, between Deception and Arrival 7. We just came off of Villa, where Deception was able to string together 5 defense rounds at the end of the match to win 7-4. And now we're headed to Consulate, where we will be seeing A7 start on the attack and Deception on the defense. We already have seen a couple Valkyrie bans earlier tonight, so I wonder if we'll see another here. Both teams have been playing IQ a fair bit, especially with the presence of Echo on Villa there. But we're gonna see. I and I would like to see a Valkyrie ban, but aside from that, we're going to see a second Nomad band come out from Deception.
Right. Nomad is no surprise to me coming on Consulate, being that Consulate is super plant heavy, and Nomad is amazing for post plant. And then on top of that, with Consulate boasting such a large surface area, it can be hard for attackers to secure specific spots that they want to, continue to stay in or attempt to dominate. And Nomad really, she does the trick for you. It is probably one of the most straightforward flank denial operators out there, and she does it so with such a tiny device that it makes it hard for the defenders to see. And it really does put her at the top of the list of characters that you would want to take away or prevent from seeing in such a flank heavy map. But our other 3 operators are going to be Jackal, Mira, and Valk, which your Valk ban is up on
Let's
the board.
go.
Yeah, right. Your Valk ban is up now. Jackal, Mira, Valkyrie, again, standard bans. They seem more comfort picks than anything. No 2 targets. Not really big
Mm-hmm.
target bans going on. The only target ban I could see would potentially be Nomad, but she has such a big utility use on Consulate that I can't really see that being a thing. And
Mm-hmm.
frankly, she wasn't used all that much. Um, with the biggest impact from what I had seen in Villa last game. Now, I could be entirely wrong, but I honestly, I don't really think so. Now, team composition. Let's take a look at that really quick. We have Lomai, Mute, Doc, Jaeger, and I believe was that Smoke. Yes, that was another SAS operator. That's what I thought. It was Smoke to go top floor. Right, so what this tells me, okay? Well, my Jaeger, Mute, and Smoke, that's all time wasting and utility absorbing operators, right? We have Jaeger to take out your grenades, your flashbangs, whatever it may be. You got Mute to take away your drones, Wamai to take away other utility, such as the flashbangs or grenades, and then you have Smoke to top it all off and waste out your plant time, that last 20 seconds if given the chance. But the one operator that does stand out to me would be Doc, which in the recent meta, Doc, especially with the MP5 ACOG, has been huge for fragging. So that's definitely my best guess on what he's being used for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely would say Zerton being on Doc would most likely lead me to that conclusion. He's been a huge fragger last game, and coming in on this game, he could be huge as well.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting to note, though, their top fragger was Throwing, who split his time between Hibana and Smoke. So it's insane that he dropped 15 playing 2 operators over 11 rounds. So good on him. But yeah, Zerton on this dock here, there's been a lot. Doc and other ACOGs are pretty common up here just because that site is dominated in thirds. It's basically 1/3 is that yellow stairs side, the other third is the projector connector side, and the last third is spiral long desk. And it's that long desk area where this dock is really going to reside and try and put a lot of pressure down because he can
Attackers have
very
recovered
easily contest that long angle with that ACOG. The other operators you usually see there are Goyo or Kaid with that ACOG TCSG, but he's going to go down as alongside Casual there. The Mute and the Doc are down already as Arrival 7 is very quickly in control here. Projector's going to start to get pressured out as there's now another kill thanks to Slaughter, and
Oh,
round's over. Flawless round.
all right. Arrival 7 picking up on amazing long lines, right? We saw, yeah, Habana taking action inside of Connector, entirely dominating a very aggressive deception.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what else can you say? They just won out their gunfights by the end. It was a little bit to cause of over peaking on the side of deception, but really, yeah, it's just them being the better team. them, be,
Yeah.
them having the better gun skill, should I say. These two teams are, they're definitely very hotly contested, though. I really like, a lot of their engagements come down to huge
Attackers need to
firefights,
locate and defuse
which
the bomb.
is very interesting to see played out, for sure.
Yeah. So, like you said, it's really coming down. It was the same way in Villa. It definitely came down to kill focused. The difference is between Villa and Consulate, it's very kill focused. Consulate more, well, not very, but more comparatively. Uh, it's so much more kill focused than Villa. Villa is very strat dependent and
10
works a
seconds
lot
left
to
before
stall out.
insertion.
Mute Mozzie has
5 seconds
tried
left.
to make its way into the Consulate meta,
Attackers
usually
must locate
alongside
and defuse the
Goyo, who
bomb.
can help create walls in a sense on these long hallways. What I mean by that is usually the Goyo shield gets put in one of the hallways somewhere in the middle of a doorway, something, and the Mozzie Pest or the Mute Jammer is slapped right down behind it. And in a sense, that creates a nice soft wall that requires breaching behind so that they the attackers can get drones past it. So it allows a lot of freedom for the defense. But
Yeah,
there's
I
not a,
agree.
there's not a lot of that coming out here. It's all just info in the sense of pulse past that. You've got all frag focus and all slowed down.
Alright, so we're gonna be seeing Ed advancing through long Despot Ash. Unfortunately getting shut down by Zertin. That's your Slaughter going down. One who's going 3-1 was Ash, but well, just like that, with about 2 minutes left on the clock, she gets taken away. But Oreos, he's also adding to this, gets a kill on Pepsi, making his Nitro Cell breach hole through garage, and now he's on bottom floor holding that as well. So the attack again has another threat to defend themselves against if Oreos can take a hold and make a good flank on them. But Casual, he's gonna get lots and lots of damage dealt to him. Not quite sure from where. I can definitely assume that it's from one of the 3 attacking operators left alive, being True, Jixie, and Hater. But we see Oreos. He's caught someone on his radar. Is he going to get that Nitro Cell? He can't even get the Nitro Cell kill, so he's being used for intel at this point. We definitely know he's going to shoot through the bottom floor, but he doesn't get any damage dealt. That is a piano kill in the head of Jixie. He's going to take away praise from the game. Unfortunate. But that leads us to a 3-4 situation, about 45 seconds left on the round.
Interesting that that nade was able to down throwing there as it was left. Nice cook though. And we're down to a 3-on-3 now, but with 30 seconds to left. Oh my gosh. Almost spraying him through the wall is True as Zertin's actually gone down. Able to pick up a frag though onto Jixie, cleaning up the buck. Oreo's able to clean up the flanking player of Tater, and it's just on the man who was on Connector. The Hibana has to run up spiral with 10 seconds left. All the info is here for deception. And Doc peeks out from long desk, but 5 seconds left. It's the pulse. Trading with Oreos is true. Able to go down, and we get to see this kill cam for whatever reason because of the trade. And yeah, true not able to find much off that connector window other than the finished kill from the buck nade and a really solid round there from Deception. Up in
Really?
the console meeting area, as now we're going to Cafeteria Garage.
We are indeed. So I really like Cafeteria and Garage because it is, again, one of those sites that is not necessarily open for interpretation on the part of the attack, but very open on the part for the defense. They can play around with the site a lot in how really open it is to the cafeteria, to upstairs, how much they want to extend and hold. Uh, Definitely in the meta, we have seen recently a lot more extended holds, like the bathroom first floor, right? We see a lot of holds with players like Mute, with Goyo, operators that can be used for frags, but have the ability to jump down through the hatch if they would like to be passive, right? And in this way, it's the defense attempting to stagnate the attack or prevent them from making headway into the first floor or realistically just the objective in general.
Mm-hmm. So, pretty basic setup here from the defense coming out. The Goyo shields placed downstairs, probably in between all of those cars, as they usually are. A lot of teams lately, well, not a lot, some teams lately like to do a bit of an upstairs hold in the bathroom, as already True is opening up these garage panels. No denier, no Thatcher needed, as, yep, there they are, the triple panel of terrifying Goyo shields all set up with the fourth normal shield on this box. As yeah, any chance for the attackers to try and get in and get a nice plant down will at least for the time being until they're destroyed be thwarted, as with only a minute into the round these walls have been opened up and now full upstairs control is going to be exerted by the attackers, but it doesn't really matter because all of deception is downstairs.
Right? You are. So Oreo is going to be holding that very small peak angle, the
Oh.
tiny, yeah, it's super tiny hole being held that peeks right through the breach hole in garage. So it really does seem like the defense has this very locked down to a point where, I mean, there is no really kind of rooting them out of their positions other than potentially the Buck if he does play well enough on verticality, but it seems like the Jaeger might have something to say about that. Certain he's holding on the spiral stairs, so if he does get the opportunity, he could cause havoc in the way of the attack security and potentially make some frags for himself as the round goes on. Again, we still do have up all 5 defenders with 1 minute remaining, so that isn't necessarily a good sign for the attack, being that the run clear wasn't necessarily successful, and that they're going to have to play the objective with all 5 defenders still up on the board.
Yeah. First, the Goya shields are not going down yet, and the Maestro cameras are still up for the most part. The smoke grenades come in, and here we go. 20-second meta at its finest, as now Zofia has no impacts, Ash has no impacts. They were misused, and there's one single buck grenade, but with, I think, the ADS is still kicking down there. Yep, it gets zapped away. Doesn't really matter. As now the first frag, though, comes down for Slaughter as he picks up a second as well. Oreos is going to trade back on Jixie as Pepsi picks him up. But the diffuser does go down thanks to True. Throwing is going to pick up one, but traded right back is Slaughter picking up his third of the round. And now it's just up to Casual, who's looking the wrong way. Slaughter with a 4-piece on the round as he's able
Ding, 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 ding.
to clean that one up. Oof.
Yeah, that was a really well played round on the side of, if I'm correct, A7, I believe. Yeah, A7, right? Good, good attack from them. I really did like the fact that they wasted no time when being able to thermite the garage. Of course, the attack did stagnate a little. They played very methodically, though. I really like that. They droned out their angles. They knew what was coming to them, and they made a pretty decent execute with, well, all right time left on the clock. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst, but overall, I would say, I commend the
Attackers need
attack
to locate and
on the
defuse a
way that they
bomb.
played that out. And for the defense, I'd say that, yeah, they're gonna have to get a little bit creative when it comes to defending that site. They might have to leave it a little bit more open or apply some more pressure to the attackers as they're, free ranging themselves on the verticality of piano and bathroom, because it really just did seem like they had nothing stopping them there. So
Hmm.
maybe if they played a little bit more on that, we could see some interesting engagements.
10 seconds left before
Yeah.
insertion.
So,
5
we're
seconds
gonna
left.
see actually all 6 hatches upstairs get
Attackers
reinforced.
discovered the location of a
Definitely
bomb.
afraid
Attackers
of
objective is to
hatch play
defuse the
here
bomb.
is Deception not wanting a rival to focus on that. And so that leaves up just the garage wall, and after that, a single panel to be reinforced somewhere, usually in the office. Goyo is down to set his shields up, but True is very fast on this wall, and it's going to be pretty rough for Oreos to get this last one. But no! True is going to take down Tater, in fact, on a poor pick. That's a 4v3 at least now, as True picks up Oreos, but Oreos with another throwing is going to pick up one on the rush as the Buck swings out and picks up one, but he's downed quickly. It's all up to the Ash of Slaughter after a flurry of kills, 30 seconds of the round, and he's taken down as Deception manages to pick it up. And I guess, yeah, well played to
Well
Thermite
played,
there.
Thermite.
As, I mean, so here's the
That's a
thing.
rush strat.
For
Shut
the
down
stats,
entirely.
yeah, for the stats, I could either say Oreos got the opening frag because he killed the first guy from Deception or from A7, or I can say True got the opening frag because of the big brain, and say that he managed to kill his teammate. But yeah, starting that 4v5 out a little early with Tater running into the thermite charge is not the greatest.
Yeah, that's just a rush strat. You gotta put it's
Defenders,
no
protect your bombs from
no
being
more than
defused
that.
by attackers.
We can't really, psychoanalyze it, say like, oh, this is how the players were feeling and thinking this way, whatever, because in its simplicity, it's nothing more than players coming together saying, hey, let's hop on the objective and see what works. It really, nothing more. They said, oh, let's walk in and thermite and try to get all the kills we can.
I
So,
think
of course, I mean, it was shut down, though.
I
So
think a part of it is that they probably did
10
some
seconds
point
to go.
see the Goyo did not set up his shields yet fully, and they kind of just wanted to go through that as
Attackers
fast as
must
they
locate
can.
and defuse a
But
bomb.
he was set up pretty well, so honestly, not bad in the end of things. So, we're gonna see the first Echo play come out for Deception here, as finally
Bomb located by
someone is gonna
attackers.
pick one of those up. I'll be casual here on that, as very quickly, Crazy actually is completely unseen. He's got 2 right in front of him here. He's got 3 now that there's a man in printer. This is, when is he going to pull the trigger? When is he going to stand up? He's got everyone running around him. He's got the IQ in front of him, and he finds one. He finds the Ash as well. That's Crazy with a huge pickup, as now Jixie is going to look for him. He's going to trade it right back, but they have...
oh
No,
no!
that is Jixie. Oh, man. That is
Ill
so...
advised.
Oh,
Attackers
that
recover.
is the biggest, not even trigger discipline. That is just like pure ice in the veins of Crazy to sit there and clutch out a good find onto A7 as he is. Oof.
And that's the biggest fragger down for A7. That's Slaughter.
Well, conversely, the biggest fragger for Deception is down as well, and it doesn't really matter because now A7 is right back in the lead here.
So unfortunate, but they're actually on the objective, so an execute is very possible. At this point, it just comes down to how much security do you want in the objective. We see that Doc, he's going to pick up one. That's on Jixie. Zerton is the final operator left. That's so unfortunate. It was a 5v3 situation, and it just got dwindled down all the way to Zerton. What happened? I think they got a little bit too aggressive.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they overpeaked things a little bit too much. That's normally, it seems like, what Deception is, theming themselves on when it comes to holding long desk and holding CEO in general. They don't necessarily know how to play it with a passive tone. It's more, let's peek angles and let's see, trial and error is the best way, I guess, to go about it for them.
Mm-hmm.
But the play at the beginning was absolutely amazing. Great that we got to see it, but the rest of the round kind of just it was not good. It was not, it was to put this lightly, it was them crumbling under any pressure that they received on the objective. Deception.
Yep. So, I think it's definitely very aggressive peeking from Deception here, and it's just this aggressive play coming out from them as they are over peeking things. They're getting picked out when they don't need to be, and it feels weird saying that because Crazy could have very easily gotten aggressive the moment that the Buck repelled in to admin there, and he could have just taken that gunfight right off the bat, but he chose to play passively, and then the rest of his team, well, they very nicely played super aggressive and caused problems and got picked off for it. Coleman didn't really have very much of a use in this round, or that last round, as aside from any pings, I guess, his Echo drones didn't do much. He got picked off pretty easily. And now the rest of the team also just got picked off. Now, dedicated droning is finally coming out through admin as they're going to check every single corner here before anyone comes in. They definitely have learned their lesson there. And good on Crazy for not doing that, because I know a lot, especially, not to say this is what it is, ESA and Tier 3 in general is still really high level of play, but still low level players typically will go and stick to a thing that they do the last round, and then they'll get droned out and found. And it's like, well, why'd you go and do the exact same thing expecting it to work a second time? It's not like these guys wouldn't learn from their mistakes. So we're going to see Crazy roaming around elsewhere now. And I think he's actually come back upstairs.
Maybe. Wow, okay, Lamai taking a very aggressive peek. Oreos definitely did not have the advantage in that situation, entirely shut down by Arrival 7. Definitely seems like Arrival 7 is just fed up with their with their aggression at this point and is just entirely shutting them down for it. It's just so the best way to put it is just ill-advised. It is. Because they don't exactly know where anybody is when they make these wide swings or huge peaks, and they get punished for it. They do. They get punished big time for it. There's nothing that's going to allow the defenders on Arrival 7 to say, hey, I'm gonna walk in and just get every single one of these kills. Right? At one point, you have to get shut down, and they seem to be catching on to that very, very quick. Right as I say that, yep, that's Crazy getting a kill. Yeah, not getting punished for it. Wow. Caster's Curse.
Mm-hmm. 20 seconds
Definitely.
to go, though. It's just up to Coleman and Crazy. Coleman still has his yokai drone still up, actually, as they're going to be pinging away when they can. Slaughter's pretty low, as now it's up to Tater. And the yokai is going to try and come in. Crazy is going to find one as the yokai swings away at another blast. But 2 seconds left, 1 second left. It's up to True to find him. As why are you off the yokai? Your yokai had another blast. Is he going to deny the diffuser? Back still. Deception able to win out the round that they had no right to win out. Coleman finally able to get a frag off this Echo here, as I think he still had another yokai blast on there, and I don't know why he was not using it. I think he was expecting to get pushed, but no. True holding back for the push out from him as we split 3-3 at half. I don't want to ever see that picture again. That was weird. But all in all, 3-3 half, like I said. But now A7 is going to right off the bat bring out the Echo, thankfully.
Switching from Thatcher to Thermite, why was he allowed the 6 pick?
They might have expected the basement.
Why was he allowed the 6
to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, I don't know.
Him out of all people. The Thatcher. Why was he allowed?
Are you saying specifically Coleman, or are you saying
I'm
Thatcher?
saying specifically Thatcher. Why was Thatcher out of all operators allowed the 6
okay.
pick?
I thought you were saying like the player. I was like, well, what's the problem with him? No.
Well, I mean, I guess the player as well. I don't know. No, I'm just saying in general because normally you wouldn't allow the Thatcher to be 6 picked. He's such an integral part of any team that you can't let go of him like that. But I stand to be corrected. It seems like Thermite has a bigger priority than Thatcher ever will.
I would say so. At this level, usually you expect between Zofia, Ash, and Buck, if there's anything denying that wall, usually IQ as well, if there's anything denying that garage wall, you'll get it off. So obviously it does help out in the case of Maestro Cams, Yokais, Mute Jammers, whatever with the Thatcher, but Thatcher can't reinforce or breach a reinforced wall. So that is the only reason I can think of it.
True. But why not?
What?
6 pick the Ash.
Crazy. What?
Anyways, we're going way off. Okay, Zerdan, he's picking up the first kill. I once again stand corrected. Ash definitely has he's got his priorities in order. He's entry fragging for us here, and alongside that we're gonna be seeing Capital picking up a kill for himself, throwing my elo, getting the shot on Jixie. And just like that, we get put down to a 3v5. A7 is definitely not in the driver's seat at this point. They're going to have to play off of very tight intel and, well, frankly, each other. We know that 3v5 situations do not favor the team in them. And, like that, Oreos is going to pick up Tater, and 2v5 is limiting down the options for the defenders at this point. They're going to have to play very, very creatively. They really will.
Yep. At least it's a 4v2 thanks to Slaughter here, but still, that's pretty rough. 3v2, in fact, now as he picks up the buck as well. That's Oreo's going down. Crazy is on a sliver of HP, but so is True, as now the Capital asphyxiating and smoke bolts come in. What remained of True is down, and so is the Jaeger. Thanks to throwing my elo, the Capital picks up a double kill to end the round. And a pretty solid attack comes out there from Deception, able to pick off player by player systematically early on. And I think part of that goes to the difference in the attacks. So nowadays, oh God, you're right. That is 4 console defenses in a row. Those 2 from Deception and then 2 now from A7. So that's very fun to see the same site just over and over and over and over. I think it's potential by the end of the map that we see, or at least by the end of normal time, that we see 8 rounds of console played, which would be god-awful. Maybe even more than that. But still, part of the reason that I think that defense was different than how Deception was holding that defense is there was a lot more focus placed on admin office compared to how Deception held. Deception held very focused on yellow stairs, which is now what A7 is going to transition to. They're going to put all three Jaeger devices over here, all three ADSs, which is interesting. But yeah, because of that lack of yellow pressure, the Ash was able to come in. Any flank coming up yellow was able to be denied by the Capitao upstairs, as actually he picked up 3K last round, my bad. Not a 2K, I just realized. I forgot he got the one hanging up on the skylight looking down. But yeah, Throwin's having a bit of a quieter game this one. 6 and 6 instead of his I think he had like 10 at the half or whatever last round. Something insane. He was just kind of
I mean,
ballistic.
to be fair, he has the most amount of assists in the game.
That is true.
So
That is the
either
smokes.
he can't finish his kills, or
No, he's a smoke player.
or somebody is stealing them, Somebody's got to be stealing them.
It's smoke. What do you mean stealing? There's only so much stealing that you can do from a smoke.
I'm saying they have to be stealing them, stealing his kills.
Okay.
That's all. That's all. That's all. But anyways, I like to see the yellow stairs play, especially when smoke is on it. Pepsi, yeah, it definitely is playing the role of a prevention when it comes to the attack force on yellow. But it can only go so far, which is why smoke is normally played in the objective. And yeah, see, he sits in the objective and plays super passive by the end of the round. So if his smokes do get used up by the first minute and a half of the game, which they did, then he's kind of SOL'd. His entire team is SOL'd if a plant goes down. And well, Echo, yeah, he still is up on the board, but with the addition of throwing my elo coming in, now getting the shot on true, that is no longer. So an execute is becoming more and more finite as the time ticks down on the round, with only Pepsi left to show for it.
Yep. And well, not even him anymore. As
there you go.
Yep, we're
an
down.
anticlimactic round, and an amazing ending to an anticlimactic round. Casual repelling in and finding the shot on Mr. Pepsi.
Yeah, so 5-3 now, 2 attacks in a row. 3 rounds total here for Deception, as they're starting to chain them really together now. Zerton's heating up again as well on this Ash, as now we're going down to the basement garage cafeteria here, as we're going to see again this Goyo pick probably going to play on the going to put his Goyo shields in between the cars. Pretty solid standard defense. As we're also going to see a Cade, but a good counter 6 by Throwin to the Thatcher. That is usually, I think, in general, that is the 6 you would want to see. The Capitao for the Thatcher, like you were saying earlier. But in full effect is very close to stall meta here, as instead of the mute, it's a Cade. So less roam presence, more wall denial, which can be very easily handled by the Thatcher. I doubt the Cade would want to risk any Kaid tricking there on the wall, as I now said his name differently twice in the same sentence.
I was gonna call you out on that.
I get so used to it. I don't know why when I'm playing and just playing my team as two of the hatches are soft. What? I'm so confused by that. When I'm playing, I call him Cade just because it's so much faster to say. But when I'm casting, I can't say Cade. I always say Kaid. But oh well.
Yeah, the correct pronunciation is indeed Kaid.
I know. Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah. Oof.
No.
Jaeger took that flashbang to the face. Is he blind?
He did.
No.
Oh, I don't even think he is.
Yeah, I think he was fine after that. Jang.
He might have been.
Okay. A lot of
Unfortunate.
upstairs presence here, though, from Arrival 7, as I think they've put the Mozzie and the Jaeger on up there. Yep, and then the Goyo is on the top of Spiral to help assist them where need be. But, yep, like I said, ooh, that is a long angle should he not be flushed out. But the Ash almost going to find the back of Slaughter, taking him down to just a sliver of health. Crazy's going to take out Jixie as Zerton confirms his frag on the Slaughter, not caring that a single bullet is all he needed. He puts one through the Jaeger's skull. And another great start for Deception here. Even better.
Even better, yeah. Zerton
Even
getting
better.
a double kill now. 5v1 situation. This could be a potential for a flawless round, and it is. Crazy is going to finish off our round, finding the shot on Pepsi.
This is the most flawless rounds I've seen in one night. We had 3 earlier in first map on Villa, and now we've had 2 on this map. One from A7 and one now from Deception, and we're back to console. 5 of the last 6 sites have been console meeting. I mean, I guess
nothing
when you
new.
get flawless
It's
round,
been very aggressive from the defense, and the attack just shutting it down.
yeah,
That's
I guess when you
the
get
summary.
flawless round, it really makes you want to go back to the site that you could at least contest. But it really seems like on this attack, Deception just has a 7's number.
Attackers need to
So
locate and
they're
defuse
trying to
bombs.
make it happen here.
Right, you are. Well, back again, the familiar
Bomb
sight.
located by attackers.
And everything about these team compositions are familiar as well. We definitely see nothing new being brought into the fray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Capital would be something somewhat newer that we haven't always seen, but he still is a normal instant.
10 seconds
I really
to go.
do like Capital being used for his utility, though. It's
5
something
seconds.
that is so paramount when it comes to post-plant.
Attackers are heading
And
out to defuse a bomb.
normally, a lot of the time, sometimes competitive play, you don't see Capital being used for his utility anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's like he doesn't even
Yeah.
half the time, I don't even see his asphyxiating bolts coming out, and like, he's not utilized because he either gets fragged out, or, I don't know, he just doesn't, I guess it's not a good Capital player.
Yeah. I think at the same time as that, though, in general, though, I've just seen less Capital play. There was a point where he became, I think it was also when, that was a
Ooh.
foul peek from Tater. Nice shot from him. Good night to Crazy. Shutting down the man who was getting hot this round, but one of the 2 ACOGs finally chimes in for A7, trying to stop this hot streak coming out from Deception here. But yeah, there's been less Capital play nowadays, as I don't know what's been going on. And it's nice to see that Deception is at least trying to pull him out here, as the smoke is... Nope. That is Pepsi getting aggressive, but True on the mute goes down. Zerton with another kill, but now Coleman goes down as well to Pepsi. And we'll see a 3-on-4, but full yellow control in favor of not the attack anymore. Just kidding. Warriors went down to Tater. And now a 2-on-4, just Zerton and Throwin, as now yellow control is trying to be re-exerted. And the Jaeger able to confirm that, and it's just up to Throwin. He's going to try and smoke down, but I think this is also part of why we don't really see Capital play that much or contested, because, well, Mai's in play. So, what should be a good lockout? He's going to, hopefully for a rival.
Very anticlimactic.
Hey, you know what's good, though? We can't see console until overtime, if overtime comes. Small victories for us.
Rare W.
The first... Nope. This is... Out of 5 console defenses, only 2 went the way of the defense which is kind of rough. So that is awful to see her. Oh man. Well, it seems like uh, A7 is going to try their hand at a garage. They're getting flawlessly beaten before, and we'll see if they can make it happen. Wonder, is Pepsi going to switch to the Goya, or are they going to change something up here? Is it? Nope. They're going to keep the Wamai. They're going to change
Stick
up
to
a bit.
Wamai. GG Wamai.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Oh,
bombs.
this could be rough.
Attackers have located a bomb.
We'll see if
Wamai.
Deception can make it happen. But so we're gonna see. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a. Wow. Wait, there's just. I hope that someone is coming to get at least one of these back hatches. I don't think Deception's one for these rushes, but at the same time,
10 seconds left before
these
insertion.
back hatches are totally soft. They're. Oh, this could be interesting. There
5
might
seconds
be
left.
upstairs play as they're reinforcing up here in the bathroom. There's definitely going to be some upstairs play. So the back hatches, though, are completely soft. This hatch is not opened up for arrival. I don't know if they've reinforced it or if they're going to open up. You can by chance go over to mute Cthulhu. Nope, he didn't open up the hatch. I don't think actually, but one can hope as
One can only hope.
that is open. Okay, so it is at least open. That is their only chance at any possible retake from a rush, which is definitely not happening at this point. But the attack is going to start to pressure out as they clear out the upstairs as well. Now finding no one here, going to start to work down to that middle floor, that first floor, basically compromising this lobby press room area to try and take hold of where Jixie is and Pepsi as well. Try and pressure them out as the buck is going to drop without knowing that Jixie is in the antechamber connector. And Jixie's going to pick up one in a second as well onto the ash. Zerton is going to go down, unable to be refragged. Throw-in is not going to hit his shots. And halfway through the round, it's a 5-on-3 here in favor of Arrival.
Wow.
Oof.
That was so unfortunate. I mean, it's just misdroning is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been entirely avoided by the attack. And that is their biggest mistake walking into this. So a 3v5 situation will prove that, well, Rival 7 got the best of them this round. And now Jixie is still holding in bathroom, to our knowledge. So he has not moved at all. And the attack is going to have to take advantage of that one way or another. But True, he's also holding above in the hatch, waiting for somebody to walk in to Piano, as fate would have it. But throwing, he is going to find the kill finally on Jixie. As we have Sophia advancing down yellow and using her verticality, but walks right into the trap of True. The True trap. It is the True trap, but a 2v4 situation, around 30 seconds left on the clock. I mean, it's intensity gathering, but it's a lost cause, it seems. Or is it a double kill from throwing? My Elo may show that it is not. But Pepsi's going to respond to that 1v3 situation. Throwing my Elo is going to have to make his way down yellow. Put this to a deathmatch.
Yep, just only a couple seconds remain here for throw-in as he's going to take the time to himself, help with the timeout.
Save the
And
op.
yep.
Save the custom game op.
So 6-5 now. A7 is trying to claw their way back. Yeah, not even saving the up, save the Siege GG stats. But yep. We're going to see now. Is it going to be split or is it going to be lobby press? And it's the unfun site, in my opinion. Lobby press is so much more. lobby press is so boring. Do the split sight. Once you learn split sight, it's so nice because it's so hard to attack. Um, just because a lot of people don't really know how to attack it. Oreos is over it. He just wants
Defenders
this one
protect the
over.
bombs from being defused by attackers.
I think he does. playing Lion.
By attackers.
Finally, that is the first time we're going to be seeing Lion brought out tonight. On a man going 6 and 10.
Well,
So unfortunate. He was doing so great
Yeah.
last game too.
that is true. He dropped 11 and I think 6, maybe. Maybe he was the inverse of his current score line. All I know he's at
Very slow
11
proceeding.
kills. So
10 seconds
Yeah,
to go.
very, very slow proceeding for him this game.
in general, the
Very slow.
5 seconds to
pretty
go.
slow from Deception on this one. They had yeah, that last one they had 2 guys with 11 throwing on 15, Zerton on 9, and now it's definitely more spread out. Coleman has picked up a few kills for himself here, but the rest of the team is slowing down a bit with their frags. We'll see how Deception wants to take this. Typically, we'll see an upstairs clear down as they're going to have to take True and Slaughter out from the upstairs. But, I don't know. We'll,
And with them being
It's pretty
placed in
rough.
very predictable spots, it can make it even easier for the top clear to happen.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, we might not be actually, I'll retract that statement by saying that Zofia could be the only potential attacker on a top floor clear. Crazy is going to be alone at this point. You might be able to take out one of the defensive operators, but the problem therein lies is the fact that refrags are definitely a possibility for these guys. So if Zofia takes out one, she might get traded out. They're causing a 4v4 situation and leaving you at the same proceeding as before. But throwing my elo, he's going to pick up one. That's JC off the board. Amazing shot from him. Off on the repel, but we see a very decisive repel in. And an amazing plant going down. Okay, well, this is a nitro cell kill, though, so that prevents the plant from actually happening. And it puts us to a now 3v4 scenario. About 1 minute left on the clock. But 4v2 situation as Zerton picks up the kill, finds the head of Tater along with Slaughter going down to the gun of Oreos, but Pepsi does have something to say about that. He's going to go ahead and pick up Crazy, and just like that, attackers win out round 12 in wonderful fashion. That is a GG and a 2-0 in the hands of Deception.
Pretty unlucky that, at least for me, we went a little roboto on that end of the round, but all in all, solid 7-4, 7-5 for the 2 maps today, Villa and Consulate, both going the way of Deception. Throwin and Zerton finally eclipsing double digits, as did Slaughter in losing effort, but pretty good job from both teams here. So, yeah, all in all, so we saw 2 2-0s today with Medieval taking it over amongst Kings, and now Deception over Arrival. So we've got more Contender Series action tomorrow, followed by Invite Series Friday and Saturday. All of these will be at 6 p.m. Central, which for those on the East Coast like myself, 7 p.m. Eastern. Cthulhu, I'm not even going to attempt to figure out what time that is in whatever time zone you're in. That is apparently 1 p.m. in his time, in New Zealand time. Cool. So now the more you know. But all in all, I've been Cherish. Joining with me tonight was Jenna. Usual Monday, Wednesday cast. So we appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thanks for watching. And have a good night.